Well, sir, uh, I used to hobo around country, and I preferred hopping on freights. So what you do is if you want to go somewhere, you head on down to a yard and try to figure out which way the train was going, what direction, and you know, see if you could figure out if it was heading your way. So you kind of scout out the yard a little bit like that. Now, some fellas, they like getting on a train in the yard. And because it's easier to get on a train that ain't moving. But then you got to be kind of careful of the bulls. And they're sort of like the police that work for the rail company. So some of the yards, you could get yourself into some trouble. But so to speak, being kind of allergic to any kind of police, I used to catch it outside of the yard. And so I used to catch the train, maybe by a signal where it had to slow down or a sharp bend, something like that. And you kind of be hiding in the bushes when the train creeped by. But I was kind of a boxcar man, but I'd ride anything, grainer or unit. But what you do is you kind of run up alongside and throw your roll up, and then try to find a grab or a step, and then get yourself on up, and then yours away. I guess it wasn't first class, but definitely free. So that's the way I used to get around, and did a lot of migrant working and casual labor, and mostly living outside, kind of rough. And sometimes you find, some other fellas camp, sleep in them camp, or I found myself mostly kind of going alone there. And I guess we was what you call homeless nowadays, but back then they just called you a hobo or a tramp, bum. But the police, they called you vagrant, and that was illegal. So if they felt like it, they'd just sometime come along and pick you up and take you to jail. And they'd leave you there for 3 days usually, while they supposedly tried to find out if you was wanted or not. But they didn't have no computers back then, so unless you was some ace criminal, they usually let you go. And you'd get some hot grub and a bed and get to take a shower, so to speak, you weren't so bad. Well, sometime back in them days, they come up with the food stamp program, and that was, to my mind, hobo heavy. And what you could do is you could go down to the social office, and if you was a single male out of work, which that qualified me, and you get like about $35, $40 of this food stamps that come on a booklet, and then you could take them to a grocery store and get yourself some food. Well, I don't know who came up with the idea, but somebody realized you could just go get another train, go to another city and sign up under a different name. Because like I said, they didn't have computers back then. So then you go to another city and sign up again, and you get yourself like a little route you could do. And you could hop out, catch out, whatever, to a different city. And you do that round once a month. And if you were signed up enough, you could get up to a couple $100 worth of food stamps. You'd be living like a king. Only problem when they started that thing, not every store took the food stamps, but that wasn't no deal. Another place you could go if you was down on your luck was to the Salvation Army. You could always get, but that's another story. I won't get into So anyway, that's a little bit about what it's like bumming around. I don't know if anybody does it no more. I guess probably not. But yeah. Well, I guess that's it.
From the high Canadian Rockies to the land of Mexico, city and the country, wherever you may go. Through the wild and windy weather, the sun and sleet and rain, comes a whistling through the country, this farmer labor train. Listen to the jingle and the rumble and the roar, she's rolling through New England to the West Pacific shore. It's a long time we've been waiting now, she's whistling round the bend. Roll on into Congress on that farmer labor train. There's lumberjacks and teamsters and sailors from the sea, farming boys from Texas and the hills of Tennessee. There's miners from Kentucky, there's fishermen from Maine. Every worker in the country rides that farmer labor train. There's warehouse boys and truckers and guys that skin the cats, men that run the steel mill, the furnace, and the blast. Through the smoky factory cities or the hot and dusty plains, and the cushions there crowded on this farmer labor train. Listen to the jingle and the rumble and the roar. She's rolling through New England to the West Pacific shore. It's a long time we've been waiting, now she's whistling round the bend. Ride on into Congress on that farmer labor train. There's folks of every color and they're riding side by side from the swamps of Louisiana and across the Great Divide. From the wheat fields and the orchards and the lowing cattle range, and they're rolling on to victory on this farmer labor train. This train pulled into Washington a bright and happy day. When she steamed into the station, you could hear the people say, "There's that farmer labor special, she's full of union men, heading on to White House on the farmer labor train."
Train around 16 coaches long. Train around 16 coaches long. Lord, that long black train took my baby home. Train coming on around the bend. Mr. Train coming on around the bend. Well, it took my baby, but it'll never do it again.